Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 140 of the Destiny Digest podcast. 140 episodes, gang. Who'd have thunk that we would make it this far? 140. Look at us. Tonight on the call we have. I'm not gonna do the thing that I did last week with the intros because it seemed like nobody liked them. So just gonna say your names as plainly as possible, if that's fine. Okay,
that's fine.
All right. We have Eseipha. Welcome
Hi.
in, Eseipha. Glad to have you. We have Epic Dan 22. Welcome
Hello.
in. Welcome in. We have Samikat. Samikat, welcome in.
Hi guys, what's up?
Glad to have you. Yep. Is this the energy level that I'm going to maintain for the rest of the show? No.
I'm glad to be here.
I don't know. I'm asking the question.
I mean, if we wanted to go an NPR direction with it, I guess we could. We could.
I
really
love
calm
NPR.
down.
Let's do it.
I do too. Yeah. Let's
see how long we can go until.
Nah, it's not going to be that long.
Until one of us starts to rant.
No, it's not going to be that long.
We've
It's
already
not gonna be that
broke
long.
it, so
Yeah, we already broke it.
I don't think I could get. Yeah, I know. See, we didn't make it that long, anyways.
Nope. Didn't make that long at all. But anyways, glad to have you guys here. Let's do some housekeeping and then let's touch on what's been going on this week, shall we? All right. So you can join us live every Sunday night around 3:30 p.m. Pacific and 6:30 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Danfinity. That's not true this week because we got a lot of stuff to cover, so we started early again. I'm so sorry to everybody. You can ask questions. Yeah. You can ask questions live in chat and help us shape the conversation. Episodes go live the next day on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Pocket Casts. You can help others find the show by rating and reviewing on your podcast platform of choice, which, gang, if you've already seen the number, I don't want you to answer this. But has anybody looked at our YouTube lately?
yeah.
Yeah. How,
I'm not answering that.
just to guess, how close are we to 500 followers on YouTube?
Since I know, I can't guess.
Yeah, since you know you can't guess.
400.
400? That's not true, Sammy.
400 away.
That's not true. That's not true at all. We are 75 follows away from 500
I was
on
close.
the old YouTube. So very close. So head on over there, drop us a follow if you like the show. Drop reviews wherever. All of these things help us in the algorithm and help us get on out there. So outside of that, let's talk about the week. How's everybody feeling since the news of last week? Is everybody where in the stages of grief are you?
So frustrated on my end of things. Just yeah. It's one of those things. Also, just rethinking about what the articles drop. We're going to talk about that. I didn't read in detail, but I did skim through and then read some parts. Then reading all about that, I'm like, damn. These are all updates and changes people have been asking for a really long time. And then if we had gotten that, let's say over the next year, it may have brought quite a few people back. I managed to convince my partner to actually come back and play. So because I told him Portal was gone, and he was like, "Oh really? I'll go play with you." So it's a bit frustrating and just still there.
Yeah. Epic Dan, what about you, buddy?
I don't think I'm going through the stages. At least not the same stages as people are. I know a lot of people are in that anger phase this week.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
I'm not going through these stages like others are, but I do. I guess I am going through it, but not to the same level of degree. I've been angry, obviously, but I've also denial. I've been through sadness, but I guess I'm not actively showing it and throwing it at other people. So I guess I have more control over myself than a lot of people.
Good on you for doing that.
But I'm also I was telling my community this week that I'm also grateful, and I do think that is a stage that people need to get to a little bit quicker than we are, because I'm grateful for the last 12 years. You know, a lot of. I've said that a lot of communities wish that they could have the longevity that Destiny has. That's just a lot of the communities that we've seen rise and fall that were at once going to be called the Destiny Killer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They wish that they had the longevity Destiny had. So I'm also grateful. And I do hope that Marathon even gets half of the life cycle that Destiny does. So it's like we can argue all day about it, but I'm just grateful at the very least that we were able to have Destiny for as long as we have had.
Yeah, man. That's important. Is the grateful bit. Also, something that I've been trying to do more of lately is like pointing to the people in your community who are doing good things instead of like paying attention to like all the noise that's happening on social media. And like there's a ton of people who are just going out and like hopping into the Cosmodrome or hopping into some other space in the game, and they're just running activities with blueberries.
Yeah.
I know Tanuki-san and Paul, our friend Pablito, we're doing that, and it's good to highlight that stuff more than all the other noise now. So that's how I got Raise Lighter. Was I reached out to a dude that I saw that had a Dad's a Destiny clan tag. I was like, hey man, like I heard about them on Guardian Radio way back in the day, like that old show. And yeah, dude. So
that's a blast from the past.
That's a blast from the past. Yeah, that's one of the podcasts that like I would listen to when I was first getting into the community, and like they would highlight clan mates or in clans that were pushing for like they were trying to get more clan mates, and Dad's Destiny would come up constantly, and so I was like, well, that guy has a DoD tag. Maybe I can reach out to him. I didn't have a headset at the time, and I just like was messaging him, and he was like, yeah, sure, we could do that. Like that sounds fine. And like, so we ended up going and knocking that final portion out. And then I joined DoD, and then the rest from there, so that was fun. But yeah, there needs to be more of that stuff. Do more of that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Sammy, what about you, buddy?
I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been in the denial stage for a while, just because it's easiest to get through. Yeah. I started a new project since showing you guys my art piece last week.
Cool.
It's really cool. I'm very excited about it. It's going to take a very, very long time to do. Like a year plus, but I'm excited to get started. I'm going to do it on stream. What was really exciting about it, though, if people are wondering what I'm talking about, is I took a screenshot of a Destiny 1 trailer before the game came out, and I decided to replicate it in Pointalism style, marker on paper. And it took over a year to do. It's super, super freaking cool. I'm super proud of myself. And the reason I did it is because I was so excited to get into the Destiny universe. That was the best way for me to. Well, I decided to honor my journey, having been in the Destiny universe for the last 12 years. I am doing another Pointalism piece. And instead of taking a screenshot from the trailer, I am taking screenshots of my own personal experience. So I'm doing It's screenshots, 11 screenshots of me holding my bow, just in first person standing there, from all 11 dungeons. And those are all put together.
That's cool.
I'm quite excited about it. I'm going to do them all in Pointillism. I'm going to do it on stream. And I think that'll be a really cathartic way to get through it. I have to do line work. It'll be just a really good way to connect with the community and talk about it and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's incredible, dude. That's great.
It's going to be complicated and hard.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but most art is. So, yeah, man. Well, that's great, man. That's awesome. I've been I've kind of been all over the place of it. Like I've been trying not to pay as much attention to social media because of all the stuff that's going on there. But yeah, just like trying to be grateful. It's been an interesting week. I like the conversations that we've been having in my chat lately about the game, because I think the more people realize that something is going away, like absence makes the heart grow fonder. So like a lot of people are coming in and telling their good stories about Destiny 2 and the things that they've done in Destiny 2, and that's been a lot of fun. Just kind of like reliving that kind of stuff with people, and that's made me think about like more of my story in Destiny as well as of late. So yeah, I don't know. It's been overall, it's been good. Overall, but yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. So I'm sure when like June 9th rolls around, there's going to be some emotions, and I'm sure that after that there's going to be some emotions. But like right now, it's like, well, we know what's coming, at least for now, and we'll see from there. We'll see what happens from there. Second here, sorry. What have we been playing this week?
Diablo.
Diablo?
Playing the Diablo update?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, do you like Diablo, Dan?
No, but I've heard about it.
But it's this update has been good though. Like for real. Again, the new expansion came out. The story of the expansion was really good. Side note. But this new update has also not brought like a season with the expansion. It's just like, hey, there's a rehold a bunch of system. Go play with them. And so far, other than like some like small little things that can easily be changed or adjusted, it's been really good quality of life updates. So kudos to the Diablo team for finally listening and doing like listening to the community and being like, okay, you guys have been asking about this, we'll give that to you. So yeah, Diablo has been really fun for that. So that's my game right now. Until the June update, that's probably just going to be Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to play maybe Paralyze. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I keep seeing videos about it. It's
what
like
is
a
it?
Sims. So it's a Sims.
It's a Sims
like
ripoff,
a Sims
right?
style game.
It's a Sims like.
Well,
yeah.
Not a ripoff because they've improved a fuck ton of things that Sims has not done in years.
Right.
And I'm super interested because I enjoyed Sims back in the day. And this one, I think it's like less than $40. And it's so many quality of life that just makes it a better sim, quote unquote. Let's say that. So that one is on my radar. So I might grab that. So that's those are the two games that will pick my time a little bit.
I have a buddy whose wife picked it up because she's like really into The Sims, and she's really enjoying it. Like primarily
I've heard
because
nothing. Yeah, nothing but good things. They've already sent an update. I think it's a very small team that also makes it. It's like 12, 15 people.
Yeah.
They've already made a big like bugs fixes update, and they already have community mods. So like kudos to them. They've been doing really good so far from what I've heard. So that's on my radar.
It also doesn't require you to give all your information to EA every time you log into it. Which is
that's a whole other good part.
Was really into.
And you don't have to buy 5,000 expansions. I
No.
think they're giving out the expansions or DLCs for free. So, that's another good part.
Right, yeah. Well, that's excellent. I didn't know the name of it. He just told me, yeah, she's playing like Sims like that.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I've heard it's been popping up a lot on my TikTok and stuff, and I've heard nothing but rave reviews about it. Even like the small bugs, they're like, yeah, they're listening, fixing stuff. So looking forward to that one.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Samikat, tell us more about Pocopia, buddy.
Okay, so where I'm at with Pocopia right now is I already told you guys about the dragons.
You told us about the dragons, yes.
Okay, so basically I haven't been doing too much. I'm debating what I want to do with the fire puppies right now. I did end up getting all of the a double set of the different mysterious stones. So now I can go ahead and get all creative to make Mew a super really cool area.
Oh, that's right.
But mostly I've just been doing pointless things. There's not as much drama in the game because there's so much drama in my life that I've just been clearing blocks of hundreds and hundreds of blocks of volcanic ash to try and escape from the real world. While binge watching Handmaid's Tale. So
there you go.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for bringing that up last week.
Basically, I'm binge watching The Handmaid's Tale and clearing volcanic ash from this post-apocalyptic world. So I figure that's a good way to get through my grief.
Just
and
double down on the apocalypse.
Yeah, just double down on the dystopian world. But otherwise I've been playing some Destiny 2, not as much playing it as I am. I was going to get screenshots and stuff for that art piece. So kind of just not really putting any effort into the whole actually playing a game. Just living.
You did say before stream started that you did you are currently playing with a friend that you just got into Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, like 3 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
Right.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
How are they enjoying the experience?
I don't know.
All right. Are you just messaging back and forth right now?
No, well, no, I mean, I'm doing this, but
yeah,
yeah, but we were in VC and he was asking really good questions, and I'm like, I don't know. He's on a Titan, and I'm like, I don't know. And then he's asking about these weapons, and I'm like, I don't know.
Fair enough.
And I don't know how to do all I use are bows on a hunter, so I don't know. And he's
I don't know. It's just that's it. Here's your answer. I don't know.
I need to get to rank 3, and I'm like, I don't know.
Sammy, you said you were playing a warlock for the first time in a while, right?
Yeah.
I
still don't know.
You should do all glaive warlock stuff.
Oh, God.
Just all glaives on a warlock.
Well, see,
a bad idea.
They told me that they don't play shooters, right? They don't play first-person shooters, and they need a hard carry. And I'm like, just laughing.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're probably going to be the one carrying me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Perfect.
So 2.5 hours ago, I started the New Light experience, sort of.
Yeah. How's that treating you?
Really. I
don't know.
I don't know. They're asking me questions like, where do I go? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's going to be the title of the episode then.
That's going to be the title. That's going to be the title.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Epic Dan. It says here you've been playing Forza 6 Horizon. How's that going?
Forza's great.
Yeah?
Love Forza. It's a fantastic game, and I'm not big on racing games, but when a good racing game comes along, I'm all about it. You know, it's. I'm trying to think of the last racing game I played that I enjoyed. I don't know. It's probably like Xbox 360 days. I guess it's just fun, and it has that mode where if you just want to just drive around, you can just cruise in a nice looking car, in a retro car, in an old car, in a luxury car.
Oh, that's cool.
All those kind of cars. You can buy cars online from other players. You can auction off your cars. I think the funniest thing about online is on Horizon, people can make their own skins for cars. Fortunately, but also unfortunately, some people become a bit too creative. So there are some cars in there that you're like, okay. But there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of skins for cars that are just hilarious. Like there's one I bought that is you put on a Mini Cooper and it's basically a SpongeBob skin. So you're basically driving around a SpongeBob, you know. I have like a drifter. Yeah, basically. And it has like all these horns. But because of it being a Microsoft title, it also has a whole lot of Microsoft-based IPs in there. So like it's very satisfying for me to have the Halo Warthog, which is one of their drifting cars. So I'm just driving around Tokyo, Japan during cherry blossom season, and a Warthog is just I don't know, it just triggers something in my mind that I just really enjoy. So I've just been playing a lot of that. But also, it's probably going to be my game that I play offline when I'm just like
vibing,
wanting to cruise. Yep, just cruising. I'm probably going to end up setting it up to where I can just play it on my big TV downstairs, so I can just really just sit there and just couch drive.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really satisfying. Other than that, I think that I started this week getting back into Destiny. I was taking your advice. I started prepping myself for Pantheon, just doing raids and stuff again. I chose to start by going into Fireteam Finder.
Okay.
And just being that 6 or being that 3rd. It's been actually really interesting. I think it's probably because of Discord, but the majority of people that I've helped this week have been console players. And I thought that was really interesting that most of the people that are actively searching for help on Fireteam Finder are PlayStation or Xbox.
Okay.
I did a garden with 4 PlayStation players and 1 Xbox player, and I was the only one on Steam. We're all just using in-game comms, you know, and obviously, you know, not all console players, but I heard a lot of, honey, you got to do the dishes.
Yeah.
A lot of fan in the background.
Are you still playing that game? Like that kind of stuff? Yeah.
God.
There was
and a lot of inner monologue being just spoken out loud, all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, I missed this. But there was a lot of people who had not done. Also, like a Watch Last was the exact same way. I helped a bunch of people get Vex Catalyst, and they thought they were doing Vex Catalyst, a bunch of console players, because that's the day that they had announced that Vex was getting a big buff in June 9th. So they were like, okay, I guess I should go out of my way to get it. The entire time they were talking about how this was about to be hell that they were going to try to do because they couldn't get through all of the puzzle pieces. They thought they were going to be through this raid for a long time. And then I just finally chimed up. I was like, I got you. And we were in and out of there in like 45 minutes.
Oh my god.
But they were expecting, because some of the people had been trying to do it multiple times in the past. And I just thought it was really interesting. I was like, I miss the console experience of just not just playing with someone, but being in their room with them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
There was one guy I played with a long time ago who had like their fan in between their mouth.
Oh god.
And it was like,
Yeah.
hey, are you driving right now? What's going on? Like, what is going on? Because it just sounded like just wind. And...
The one I'll never forget, I was helping a 13-year-old do King's Fall back in D1. We were all on console then, but Xbox Raid. And I'll never forget, they were like 13, 14. And their mom comes in, obviously in an open mic. And they were like, and the mom comes in and says, Alex, if you don't get off of that console in the next 5 minutes. And she was like, I'm going to take away something that's like a 13-year-old would like love, something like that.
Yeah.
And then he goes on the most adult rant for 60 seconds. Like, F you, mom. How dare you? I'm trying to get this raid. I was like, okay, all right. All right, kid.
Oh, boy.
All right, first off, don't talk to your mom like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just something that, like, I have never forgot. And this was, like, in 2015 this happened. So, like, they're an adult now, but still, it's just such a funny thing that, like, you don't see as much anymore.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you're like, oh, this takes me back.
We don't see as much anymore, right?
That
because
too,
we're not putting ourselves in those scenarios.
We're not putting ourselves in those scenarios, yeah.
At this point, we're in very controlled scenarios when it comes to like when we're playing activities and everything.
Yes.
One of my favorite memories. We had booked a time. This kid needed help with Vault of Glass, so we'd booked a time, and he was like late by like half an hour or something like that without telling anybody. And so we waited for him, and he came in. And he's like, "Yeah, whew, guys, I'm so sorry about that. I was in a really intense game of Scrabble."
What is he? 65 playing Scrabble?
He was like, he had to have been like 15, maybe 16 or something like that. But like, I was like
playing Scrabble.
Dude, I used to play Scrabble a lot.
Dude,
no, I get the kid though. I get the kid.
Yeah, a really intense game of Scrabble has become like I've called it a work using that excuse. Like all sorts of things. Like, sorry, boss couldn't come in today.
Intense game of Scrabble.
Yeah. So that's been my week, just hearing a bunch of that stuff every day. It's been very interesting. But I've enjoyed playing with a lot of different people. Again, I played with some people who were visually impaired, helped them get Fire and Ice stuff done.
Hell yeah.
Some people who were at least partially deaf, because they use like the tags that they're deaf and first timer and all that stuff. Helped them get some equilibrium clears. I helped a guy who hadn't played Destiny. He said he hadn't played Destiny in like 5 years, and he had just came back like this past week, do like Vesper's Host, and he gets Icebreaker on his first clear.
Oh, that's cool.
I think the most satisfying one though was I helped these two people finish the final shape, final mission, Glory Beyond mission. They were in that mission. You know the one where you have to like, the witness is like throwing the stuff at you. You gotta go in the right room and left room.
Yeah. That one.
They were doing the version of it with the Berserker.
Okay.
Whatever that version of it was, I don't remember what it's called, the Legend version, but like the one where you have to like go inside the room, kill the Berserker from Scourge, and then one person has to go to the other side of the room. They have to like 3, 2, 1, shoot to get the shield. They were in that mission for 3 hours before I joined.
Oh wow!
Because when we wiped, they had a lot of kills and a lot of deaths. A lot. And I don't know how their voice comms were, but they were in voice text chat, or they were in voice chat with me, but they wouldn't respond to me. They would only respond to each other as if they were in a separate Discord call. But anytime I tried to communicate with them, they would not respond.
Right.
So I just had to basically do the encounter. But anytime 3, 2, 1 or anytime there was communication, they basically pretended I wasn't there. But they got so excited every time they got through a phase and got to where you had to pick up a sword. You thought I was basically like the cavalry because they had gotten so excited that they were getting closer and closer to being done.
Oh,
And
so
the excitement they had when we got through when we picked up the third sword was next level. And I was like, this is ridiculous, because I realized they had been there for a long time, but like they were I would just say it was special. I'd have to make a clip because they were yelling and screaming at each other as if they had defeated the witness just by themselves. They were the only guardian in the entire universe to complete this mission. But I guess they need it for microcosm. So like it's Fireteam Finder is a wild barrel of monkeys. That's I don't know. It's been a satisfying week, but it's been a hilarious week. And then I did finally play a little bit of Marathon.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Did the new update happen this week? Or no, it happens next Tuesday.
No, it comes out Tuesday. So I finally decided to hop back on. I did what most people have been doing, where I just basically take my entire vault and gamble it. I just kept taking all my golds every run, kind of hoping I would lose it just to empty my vault.
Yeah.
It took a long time, but I even ended up just going and finishing up all my cryo archive stuff, and I went and beat Compiler. So that was fine to have happen finally. But I had also taken off like a month and a half. So I got back on yesterday, finished up all my vault stuff, and beat Compiler. So I was like, okay, I guess I just chose to wait until the last seconds before the season ends to beat Compiler. So that's really nice. And then I ended up beating him multiple times out of nowhere. At least I can say I beat him in the first season. And I guess technically in the top 1%? I don't know. Maybe it's not that much anymore because a lot of people they've done the strategy of just teaming up as a 6 and a 9, a 12 player. Which I actually experienced yesterday as well. One of the runs I did. We messed up our count on batteries.
Okay.
You need a bunch of batteries to open up the compiler door. And so we wiped the entire lobby thinking we had wiped the entire lobby. We go to the door, we turn around, and another team's there. And one of my teammates is like, yo, you want to team up? And the guys were like, yeah, I would love to team up. We're trying to kill Compiler before the season ends.
Yeah.
And they were talking in active chat, and I was like, they're gonna turn on us. They are 100% gonna turn on us. And so we spend 5 minutes them co-opting a story.
Yeah.
Saying, because we did not need the clear technically because we'd already done it. But basically our team was like, we haven't cleared yet. We trying to clear before the season ends. And then the other team was like, oh, same. We are just trying to get it clear before the season ends as well. And I said, they're going to turn on us. I guarantee it. But they were like, yo, truce. And I was like, okay. So we go in there and we kill. And the entire time I'm like, we need to leave. They're going to turn on us. And if they don't turn on us, I'm liable to turn on them before they turn on us. Luckily, the compiler falls over because 6 players. And then we walk into like the loot room. And I'm like, I'm exfilling. They can loot all they want, but I'm not. I'm exfilling. So I can hit the exfil button. And I'm like, and I tell everyone, y'all got 50 seconds to do what you're gonna do, but I'm leaving. Luckily, no one turned on each other until it's too late. They did the thing where, like, as we're getting pulled out, everyone's like meleeing each other at the last second.
Oh,
I'm like, I told you. No. So that's been my week.
Heck yeah. My week. I've been playing a lot of Saros this week.
How close are you now?
So I beat the Cthulhu boss.
Oh, Shepherd.
Yeah, the Shepherd boss. That was probably one of my favorite bosses in the entire game. It is the first one after the first boss. It is really the first one that I took multiple runs at in order to like get up to speed on the difficulty of it. There's so much jump rope in that one where like so what happens is like your spoilers for Saros, by the way. I believe it's the third to last boss in the game.
I'm not gonna spoil it to you. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. But like at least from like what I can gauge, you kind of like wander onto this space, and it's like the end of this little barge thing. And then it just gets ripped off into the ocean. You just see these huge tentacles just reach out from the ocean. And so I was getting flashbacks to Majorca all over again. And
Majorca.
I got attacked by an octopus in Majorca. I could have sworn that I've told this story before. And attacked is a very strong word. It was more like when I was in its space and it was curious about me, and so it wrapped its tentacle around my.
I remember now.
It wrapped its tentacle around my big toe, and then I figured out what it would actually feel like to find a Pokemon in the wild, and it would be terrifying. Anyways, so these tentacles rise up from the ocean, and you have to they start slamming down on the barge and everything, and of course it's a bullet hell game, so you have all these waves and everything coming at you. It was a really, really stressful fight to begin with, because they give you this weapon called the Yellow Sword, which is the energy weapon that kind of acts like Anarchy a little bit. Like you tag it 3 times, and then if you hold down the alt fire, it starts.
You use that? Oh, interesting.
I did for a little bit. At least to try it out and everything. I believe I
instantly threw it away. I was like,
oh yeah. No, I was close to as well, but then I started I think on my run, I thought it was going to be a throwaway run. I was like, okay, well, we're just going to see what happens here. I ended up beating them with that weapon. At least I believe I did. There's another variant of it that spits out three bolts and they bounce back and forth, and I hated that one. But the one that kind of acted like Anarchy, where if you held the left trigger down in that halfway position, it would just drain the enemy of their life. That one was great. I like that one a lot. Other than that, not a lot. I've been doing a lot of design work and stuff. Stuff that I can't really talk about quite yet. And then what else was there? There's something else. I can't remember. But yeah, no, we played some Destiny today. Helped out a lot of people. It's been very interesting every time having conversations about Destiny 2 in chat, because all sorts of people are showing up. I was very surprised. We had a couple of raids today, but we maintained over 100 viewers the entire time.
Nice.
So
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, I was it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Let's see here. But getting into that a little bit, we had so much information dropped on us this week.
Yes, we did.
About what we're going to be getting on June 9th. I don't know. Should we break into it with each article, each independent article? There's 20,000 words.
I was going to say
all three of these.
I've read a lot this week, and I've read every single word.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to read the entire thing or pick some highlights out, because
I don't think we do. I think we just start hitting the headers here. Like, I think that's.
I was drinking tea. I was like, oh man, I'm still reading.
Yeah, man, dude, I did that on Thursday
I
with
popcorned
my
it on
community.
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, does someone want to come in VC and we can trade off who's reading this?
Right. Yeah.
There's a difference in reading these articles, which I feel like people don't realize. This is a first world problem for streamers.
Yeah.
Anytime a streamer puts up like an article that Bungie puts out and reads it vocally, it's totally different than reading it in your mind.
Yeah. Dude, I love
totally
to read
different.
to do that with Pidge. I used to read it for Pidge on his stream every week, and that was one of my favorite things to do. I loved reading it.
Yeah. But it's a lot because you want to keep good pacing. You want to give chat time to digest what you're reading, because you don't want to just blur through it real quickly. You want to comprehend it. Also give time for a conversation.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're like, I've been reading for 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been narrating this for 55 minutes for free.
It took us well over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Probably closer to 2. No, definitely an hour and a half.
I read both of them back to back, and it took me 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I was like,
yeah,
man.
It's a long one, yeah, for sure. These two are
very
a lot of info.
Not to selfishly plug this in, but if you guys want somebody to read it to you, go to my VOD from Friday. I have the second one.
Perfect.
Just saying.
All right. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to just hit the headers on each of these articles. We're going to start with the Dev Insights Return of the Director that dropped on Thursday. That'll be the first Dev Insight video, Dev Insight article. We're receiving the director is coming back.
Yes,
in much the way that we've seen it in the past. I'm very excited about that.
Same.
They've added Kepler and the Lawless Frontier into the space. It doesn't look too crowded to me. When I look at the director, it just looks like there's a lot of spaces to go and do and play, and I'm glad that that's going to be the front page of Destiny again. The portal, through all of its faults, had a negative effect on how I viewed the game. And then when friends have come back, like Aura, do you guys remember Aura? Evil Aura? Yeah. He's been coming back, and he's like, I am getting. He was like getting so disenfranchised with with how tedious you have to be in order to even get loot, because he's currently 300. He's trying to climb up to 550. And I was like, it might just bode well for you to wait until June 9th to start doing that power climb again. Yeah. Because it may not be worth it to do it now. But with that, every location on the map is getting some weapons. We have the Seraph weapons. Some of the Seraph weapons returning to the Cosmodrome, which is very cool. They have an origin trait called Eyes Up. And this weapon gains reload speed, range, and increased damage against combatants for a short time when combat begins. So right as you start out, it's gonna give you a little bit of boost there. With Nessus, we're gonna see some weapons return there. They highlight Pluperfect here, which that weapon just looks so beautiful.
I'm so glad they brought it
overall. Yeah.
That season of weapons never got a time to shine.
Right. Yeah.
Really. These specific ones.
I'm like, it feels like they're bringing a lot back, like a lot back, and it feels meaningful.
Yep.
For at least the things that they're returning. They also shared a screenshot in which we might be receiving some Black Armory weapons back. I believe Kendall
Black Armory weapons are coming back. Yep.
Yeah, that's that was
not all of them, but they specify that some of them are being tied.
I think it's the
Vex
portal.
Onslaught? Yeah, Portal
Onslaught,
Vex
yeah.
Onslaught. Well, it's in Portal, but
Mhm.
I can't remember the name of the activity. It's the Vex one on the moon. That activity is coming back with it.
Ethan
They're all in
Smeathan
ops.
says Fireteam's Ops is what.
Yeah. I mean, they could be in multiple places. We know.
Yeah.
At least No Feelings, Tatara's Gaze were the two that were in the picture. So some people are hoping threat level, maybe, but we won't know until it comes out.
Yeah.
That was my baby.
With this, all locations will be getting something called distortions added to the patrolling system. So every hour, I think it is every hour a different destination will become the focus of a distortion, which will increase the aggressiveness and the difficulty of public events that happen on that location. Very, very cool. I believe that tier 5 weapons will be dropping from these activities when they're active, and they're going to show up as this like little red circle around the destination that they're on, and then you're going to see the time dwindling down as in the little like in the little call out card that comes out from the destination. The distortions just sound like really, really cool. It sounds like they've been trying to figure out power scaling and difficulty scaling on destinations for a long time, and with Edge of Light, they turned Kepler into like a multi-stage difficulty platform, but like it doesn't seem like that one really stuck as well as maybe they had hoped. But this actually sounds kind of exciting because it's like it's actually just it's happening for a little bit, and then you can move from there. It gives you opportunities.
Gives you a reason to go back to each planet.
Yeah,
that alone is cool.
Yeah, it also gives you opportunities to accidentally bump into another Guardian, which is something that I feel has happened less and less. Well, it has happened less and less since we got the Pale Heart.
Less and less, yeah.
So,
that's my biggest thing that I don't like about the Pale Heart is you can't really randomly encounter people. Like that's to me is one of the best things about Destination is like, you go Cosmodrome. I used to do that too. I would go to Cosmodrome and like help people just defeat the Walker because you need it, right? And I didn't like that about the Pale Heart because you can really do that. So I'm glad this is the thing that they are bringing.
It's a tough
bring
one.
That feeling back.
Or whoever at the top had a different philosophy on what campaign to be, which is why they moved away from everyone being shoved in. Have this not linear, but I can't remember the terminology they used when they talked about the Pale Heart, but they wanted something to where I don't know. There was some terminology they used that was at the time I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I kind of felt like Seth said, like maybe after you finish your campaign, they should have tossed you into
more open.
Into an open world.
I think they wanted it to be more personal, right? Because it is your experience with the Traveler. You are the quote unquote
lore wise, we're the one Guardian, so we should be in there alone. I get that. That is true.
But which
is why after the campaign, maybe. I mean,
I would've liked
it's
that.
weird because I know we're the one Guardian, and they push that whole one Guardian thing. But there's also multiple times in the maybe not the lore, but like in the world, like even those like the Zavala call to arms that he does, or call to like action he does, where you see everybody. Granted, you don't see other Guardians, but there's multiple times that they have shown other faceless Guardians being active in the world. So I wonder what the tipping point is on when we want it to be one Guardian only and a plethora of Guardians. I don't know. That is tough.
Yeah. And it seems like Kepler wasn't that large of a destination to begin with. Plus, it was like very puzzle heavy. So I can see why they wouldn't want to do that. there, but I just want to see more Guardians just roaming around anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when I hop into the game, that's
maybe now you'll have a reason, because if you look at the destination, I think the one thing I remember, the one thing I initially thought about was reading this in comparison to what we look at now. You can look at you can look at the director now, but 90% of it you technically don't have a reason to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all invalid content and invalid loot and all. Like, none of that is really worth someone like us going there outside of either helping someone else. Even back in the day, my only reason for going there probably was like to gather a material or to turn in a material. But looking at it now, with all of the armor, all the weapons, all of the distortions, that's a lot of planets that I would have a reason to visit and spend time on.
Mm-hmm.
Versus now. So I think long term, that's fantastic. I do wonder, like, not so much why they couldn't do that before, but like what maybe was a technical reason why this could not have been done in the past. I don't know. It's interesting. I will say I do miss the Lawless Frontier page. I did really like that Renegades director page. So I kind of am sad that's going away. It was a really nice looking one. I'm okay with it going away if we love the director.
Well, who's to say that it actually is, too? It could be that,
that's what I hope.
Yeah. If
we click Lawless Frontier, then it goes back to that screen.
It goes back to the
I'd be
3
okay
planets thing. That would make sense to me. But it just seems like I'm glad that we're getting that back. They are overhauling the portal. They said, since the release of Edge of Fate, we've heard your feedback on the portal loud and clear. Portal, the tab is gone. However, we didn't want to remove quick access to Destiny playlists and content. While players can navigate the director for numerous activities, we still wanted the portal of sorts to quickly find the content you want to play when you want it. We've refactored scoring, difficulty, and customization quite a bit to further address feedback about the system. More on that in a later section. It really just seems like they're trying to get you into the fun faster than twiddling around with modifiers the entire time, which
I think that was a big critique, like a big
Yeah.
point of contention for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
They've
lot.
also streamlined it a lot more, which like if you read all of it, I had to read it multiple times to understand what they're really saying, whether or not like, because the question is, do I need to like worry about modifiers? Do I need to make pros and cons? And basically they are like, no. If you want to just run it and get your score, just pick whatever your level's at. You don't really have to even do ultimate if you don't care for getting a tier 5 all the time.
Yeah.
Because you can get tier 5s at Grandmaster if you're at a certain level.
Well, and ultimate is like more bragging rights now, is how they
it's just bragging rights,
right?
Yep.
So like I'm glad that they're going back and reviewing that. I know that they had said that they were going to be doing something along those lines with a future update previous to everything that we found out here, but I think that's a really solid change. Also, they're putting it down at the bottom of the director, so if you don't want to interact with it at all,
out of the way.
You don't have to.
Yes,
it's so out of the way. There are some some returning activities coming through there. We have the Heist Battlegrounds Mars, the Disgraced, the Lightblade, Scarlet Keep, the Corrupted, the Lake of Shadows is coming for the new Fire Team Ops. New Pinnacle Ops are Operation Seraph Shield and 0 Hour are returning in full. And then we have the new Arena Ops Override, which is on a 4-week map rotation. I believe another part of this is that they're taking out the dungeon.
They are taking out the dungeon and raid set. Yep. Yeah.
So like where it's the dungeon ops, where it is specifically just like one encounter from a dungeon where you go to get stuff. They want to incentivize you instead to go and run the old content, which we should be doing. So like I'm really happy about that. We're also seeing like the variety of loot for everything. They said adding variety to loot. As we are making updates to how loot is earned throughout the portal, we also took this opportunity to expand the loot variety. The following portal ops activities will feature exclusive weapon reward pools, an armor collection, and an armor collection with unique set bonuses. So with Crucible Ops General and Competitive, they have their own pools. Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, and Gambit have their own pools, as does Sparrow Racing League. With Onslaught and what they're calling crawls, I think they've used this maybe once or twice in the past, but they're calling Onslaught, Contest of Elders, and Coil more crawls, and they're reintroducing a lot of things that just make it. They're reintroducing the difficulty curve, so it's not the max difficulty at the start. You're slowly ramping up to that max difficulty again.
I like that. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I believe they're also, from Contest of Elders, they're removing one encounter each run, so you don't have to run the full thing each time. They're bringing Gambit back. They're adding armor and weapons specifically for that. Like here they show spare rations and the 21% delirium coming back into this whole thing.
Boy.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. They have the Crucible list is getting rotations. So Iron Banner is coming every 4 weeks. Trials of Osiris happens on the weekend after, or when Iron Banner isn't happening. Heavy Metal is coming in, and you're able to select the Behemoth Cabal Walker. I'm less excited about that, but I don't know many people who just hop into Heavy Metal just to have some fun. But I don't know, like
I don't care about Heavy Metal.
Yeah,
but I do. More options.
It's getting a brand new map with Nightfall Station. Sparrow Racing League is coming back. That's probably going to be a lot of fun for like community night things, like just setting up different races with folks in your community. Horns are coming back. They're making the gates twice as wide, if I remember correctly.
I mean, I don't know if it's twice, but they are updating the gates.
Yeah. They're adding a new track, which is featured in the Nines dimension. That looks interesting. That sounds cool. I hope that's the Destiny version of Rainbow Road.
They said cool. Rainbow Road. They're making a Rainbow Road map.
Sick. Madalat says, "Are we getting rid of the dreaded forklift?" No, dude. Add 3 more.
No, the forklift's coming back. That map is mainstay now.
2x gilded heavy metal player here. There are dozens of us. Dozens? Yeah, you would be a never nude. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry, Tobias.
I'm kidding. But yeah, so they had it seems like it's going to be very cool. There are going to be trick boosts and everything. You are able to use a skimmer and a Sparrow in Sparrow Racing League.
That's going to be interesting.
The only difference is you're not going to be able to do like grinds and stuff. You're not going to be able to like tilt your Sparrow the way that you could in some instances. It's going to be like all about the strategy and the skill of the driver finding those lines and getting in there. We also have
this version is going to be way more balanced if you really think about it. You played SRL, right?
Oh yeah, back in the day.
I think like the old SRL wasn't as balanced because you had 160s, 170s, and 190s.
I remember Lysander's like what
150s,
yeah. That was Lysander's something, and I remember that was the one that you needed in order to like even compete.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder how this SRL is going to play because you can't. Like, I used to honestly crutch Timekeeper, which was the Vault of Glass Sparrow.
Yeah.
Because it was only 190, but if you press the acceleration button for like a long time, it would just blow up. So you had to balance around like that speed, but it was only 190 in the game. But now all of the skimmers and sparrows are 190.
Right.
So it's more balanced. So it is going to be more about how skilled you are driving than just you had a better skimmer or a better sparrow than someone else.
Right.
That's exciting.
Lysander's Cry.
Yeah.
That was the one. That was the one that I remember people using.
You can use the oh my god, I cannot remember the name of it. Not the sparrow, but the other thing that we have now, like the
No, all sparrows and skimmers are standardized at 190 now. There isn't a speed difference anymore.
Yeah, but you can use a skimmer in that, right?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't in Destiny 1, was it?
No. But the skimmer wouldn't make a difference. What made a difference for all previous SRL was all of them had different speed maxes, all of them had different handlings, and they had a bunch of like different brakes and all that. They removed all that from
Destiny
sparrows
2.
and skimmers, so they're all just the same.
The only thing that I wonder about is like the center of like, does center mass come into effect with that though?
You know what? I was thinking maybe it's probably just, you know how like they have like a hitbox. I would imagine in SRL they have the same hitbox, but visually they.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm thinking to make it balanced, because otherwise the skimmer has an advantage. It's just as fast, just as mobile. But if it's a smaller skimmer, it can obviously maybe not get hit by another player a little bit easier, or it can get through play. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if people will mess up because they'll be showing images of them going through a hole or going through a section, and visually they cleared it. But since the hitbox is the same as a sparrow, it doesn't count. I see it now.
Yeah. The new skimmer, the new sparrow, and all of the weapons that are affiliated with SRL give Wipeout vibes pretty heavily. I'm very, very excited. Has anybody else here played Wipeout?
Long time ago.
It's still very good.
It reminds me a bit more of Wave Racer. I don't know if you ever played that on N64.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
Man, we're old.
Side tangent. I went to a my friend has a record store called Take Care Records here in Indianapolis. I'm going to plug it because it's a great record store. They had volume 3 of Wipeout soundtrack on vinyl.
Really?
On the wall. And I was like, if this wasn't $70, I would be picking this up. That it was really, really cool. Yeah, man.
Vinyls do be expensive. Let me tell you that.
Do be expensive.
Why?
Yep. Dude, I picked up some over the weekend, and I cried a little bit when I paid for them. They're great, but I cried a little bit at the price because, oof. Yep.
Yeah, man. It's a collector's market in most cases.
And they were special editions, so they were expensive.
When my band pressed vinyl for our second release, it took a little bit of time for them to get to us because I think at a certain point, or at the time, this was like in 2016, 2014. No, this was 2014. At the time, a lot of the record pressing plants in the United States and elsewhere in the world, I think we ended up getting ours from like Prague or something. And a lot of them in the world were busy printing soundtrack reissues. It was like either that or a Taylor Swift album. Both of those crippled that industry. Like any time that happens, because
for sure. But they're opening new ones. I know that my province, like one opened not too long ago, and like they're actually doing a lot of indie stuff. Like the Engine de Poitrine, that band that blew up, that actually so they're from Quebec. They're from the province of Quebec.
I couldn't tell
that. Right, and that place where they press vinyls, they actually do all of their vinyls now.
That's
and
sick.
It's kind of nice to see this industry kind of coming back slowly with time because for a while it was thought to be completely dead, but it's not actually. So that's kind of cool.
Angine de Poitrine. You should be listening to that band. They are wild, dude.
I think it's not for everybody though. So
no, it is for everybody. In mind. Everybody should listen to that band. That band is great.
But yeah, if you pick up a vinyl, it's made here. So there's that.
Heck yeah. Is there anything else from this first article that anybody would want to touch on before we move on to this second dev article that we got on Friday?
I don't think
that's a big stuff.
Yeah. There's lots of big stuff here. All right. Then moving on at a pretty decent clip here. This one was one that I was struggling to read like in depth the most because I'm not like I don't watch numbers on a weapon and be like, oh, this is a good weapon.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm.
And stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
So the big things here, they're introducing weapon tier upgrading. So they said we wanted players to still feel as though lower tier drops can have value, especially if you spike into the exact role that you want, with a want for higher tier gear to have an easier time getting that perfect role due to multi-perk. All weapons integrated with the gear tiering system will be eligible to undergo tier upgrading, including those that have already dropped and are resting within your vault. In the weapon inspection screen, there will be a new weapon mod socket where you can apply a mod for a cost that will upgrade your weapon to the next applicable gear tier. While this new upgrading path allows a player to unlock all of the enhanced perk benefits of a tier 5 gear, as well as access the unique tier 5 cosmetics, it can't add perks to the columns of your weapon. Meaning that if you haven't quite found your god roll or you prefer a weapon with additional options in this column, you may still want to chase the multi-perk drops. To add a bit more value to gear tier 3 in lieu of being mainly about unlocking multi-perk today, we've shifted the unlock of enhanced mods to this gear tier for all weapons. That sounds very useful when you're in a pinch and you just want to get to like a tier 5 weapon with something that you had in the past. I think that's a really solid quality of life change for many people in their vault. I've had friends being like, should I just delete everything in my vault? Is that where we are like with Destiny 2 in this end of life? But this actually breathes some new life into some of those. All exotics are going to be receiving catalysts, which that's great.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It says here Crimson is getting To the Pain, Merciless is getting Heal Clip with its catalyst, Chaperone gets Triple Tap, which sounds crazy. Parasite gets Envious Arsenal.
Parasite, my baby.
And then
we're bringing it back.
Teraba getting Ambitious Assassin. So that's great. I'm glad that all of these are getting that all of them are finally getting a catalyst to kind of like level them up to where everything else would be. In that they talk about enhanced weapon crafting in this. I kind of skipped past that one when I was going through. Because I was like, it's weapon crafting. I don't really care all that much. But was there anything super interesting about that in the article?
No, the crafting is really interesting.
Okay,
it's a really cool. I've been so interested about it because, like, how are you going to balance someone like most of us here who already have most of these things already crafted? How do we like still respect that time, but then making it elevated to live on with everything else being relevant and in the future? And the upgrade path is actually really interesting because you get the ability to enhance certain stats on it.
Okay.
At 11, at 20, and I think at 30 is when everything comes maxed out.
I believe so, yeah.
So if you have a weapon, like say, like like I have a couple of rockets from Vault of Glass with all the 6 perks, like all like the columns everywhere, but like none of them have like the big enhancements on it, even the origin trait. So like if what I read is correct, when June 9th comes out, I can just upgrade the tier, and I upgrade to 30. All those perks, the barrel, the magazine, all of them will become enhanced.
Okay.
Now, some of it might not be a big deal because certain things, when they are enhanced, only give like stat bonuses. But for other things, it increases like the range of like Firefly, or like the time a perk is active lasts longer. So it is a pretty solid compromise outside of probably what they like. Maybe if the game wasn't going into a certain maintenance mode,
right?
Back in the day, they probably made us have to refarm all this a 5th time.
Yeah.
Right.
So like this is actually a pretty solid compromise where if you have earned a bunch of stuff, if you've been raiding or want to raid and you get something that you like, now you can just enhance it. It does cost spoils, but we'll be able to raid. You'll have a reason to raid more often, which honestly that's a good thing for me. There's a lot of raids, and I've not wanted to do them because I've already earned everything. But now, at least for a while, I have a reason to do it. So it kind of depends on the weapon. Like for you, you might want to enhance some of your glaives.
Hell yeah, brother!
Like some of the glaive stats and some of the glaive perks become better when they're enhanced. So obviously, that gives you a reason to want to enhance them. So
all you had to say was glaives, my guy.
I know.
All you had to say it.
Oh my god!
I said the word.
Looking forward.
I think it's good.
Oh my god!
It could have been worse. I've talked on the podcast a while that I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I even mentioned that I thought they were going to force us to have a new consumable to do it. That's what I expected Bungie to do, and the fact that they didn't even force us to get a new consumable is like great because I was just
agreed.
I knew they were going to force us to have a new consumable, a new currency tied with this.
Why add a currency when you're going to end of life the game? You know?
I mean, I would have been surprised.
You know, right?
You know,
you're not surprised either.
I just knew, I've had this relationship with Bungie long enough to where I know some of their patterns, some of their toxic patterns. So like, you give me what I want, but you force me to, wash the dishes an extra time a week or something. I don't have a better example than that. I'm sorry.
We also got some weapon sandbox updates here. I think the big news out of this is that rocket pulses are getting nerfed. So that meta is officially over. Thank God.
I won't say it's over until we actually see it.
Yeah.
But I feel similarly to the rocket pulse meta as I feel to mountaintop. That
it's so ubiquitous.
They had to nerf it multiple times to kill it. Because they nerfed it and then mountaintop was still best. They nerfed it, mountaintop was still best. They nerfed it, mountaintop was still best. And then they had to basically bury it 12 feet underneath the ground. Then we're like, okay, I won't use mountaintop anymore.
I remember
this feels like they are burying it. But not 12 feet. Maybe 4.
Maybe 4, okay.
Because they're killing the ammo generation, because apparently it was a bug where if you had 2 special weapons, it was giving you max special ammo instead of splitting it. So they're fixing that. They're nerfing the damage. I think it was like 25 or 30% against bosses and majors, which that is huge, especially for what a lot of people use it for. I think it'll still be worth it, but I wouldn't be surprised if like people aren't using double rocket pulses in it.
Right.
Like that's brutal.
Yeah. Scrolling down here through some of the Gambit, or not Gambit, some of the exotic weapon tuning. One of the big hits here was Vex Mythoclast.
Vex, man.
As the Sandbox evolved, Vex Mythoclast felt like it lagged behind other raid weapons in terms of strength and PvE content, and we wanted to give linear fusion shots something extra to help them feel worth the kill requirements to charge them. And we updated the intrinsic and catalyst to help make acquiring these kills a little easier. So Timeless Mythoclast with the intrinsic now has what is comparably a more potent version of rewind rounds, while in full auto mode. Temporal Unlimiter, which is a trait. Precision kills with linear fusion rifle shots now trigger an ignition. After leaving linear fusion rifle mode, the magazine is now fully reloaded. The HUD buff and the magazine display have been tweaked to show the exact amount of linear fusion shots remaining, and this is purely a visual change. Functionally, it remains the same. Calculated balance, which is the catalyst. Sustained damage can now also activate the catalyst in addition to kills, and then added a HUD buff as well to this weapon. Is that going to become the next monster in the woodwork? Who knows? We got news on Anarchy.
So excited.
Dude, my baby's coming back. Anarchy.
I hate Anarchy.
So what was that?
I hate Anarchy.
How dare you?
Hate it.
Oh, I love it so much. Anarchy. Once Finality's Augur was released, Anarchy felt like it no longer had a place as a point defense trap system. So we're amping up its trap capabilities to be more competitive versus Finality's Augur. So they've increased the armed trap lifetime by 50% from 10 seconds to 15, increased the trap damage versus combatants by 30%, doubled trap destination damage versus combatants to better match the per tick damage of a trap. And then they replaced moving target with impromptu ammunition. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good.
Anarchy and a Rocket Pulse is going to be so good. I don't think people realize how good that... I know Rocket Pulse are getting nerfed.
So good.
But it's going to still be insanely strong, and it's just going to pair with the Anarchy now. God.
Thunk, thunk, thunk. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Mm-hmm. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Makes me want to vomit.
I'm so sorry. Divinity also I what was it? I saw somebody post sorry Salty Greppo, we buffed it or something like that. After all this time, we felt it was fair to bring Divinity back up to at least a little bit so that a dedicated Divinity user in your group didn't feel like they were wielding a sluggish gun and missing out on some damage. So they increased the damage of Penance by 20%. Reduce the time to activate Penance from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, and then reduce shots to activate the cage from 14 to 10. That's it just seems like they're making...
is a cage activating quicker.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's... I like seeing these changes. I like seeing these things added in to the weapons. Arbalist is getting a bump with Anti-Champ rolling out across all weapons in the game. Arbalist was struggling more than ever for us during testing, so we are spot tuning the damage a fair bit. They increased the damage versus champions by 33% for Arbalist. That's going to be incredible. Were there any others that you guys would want to point out here in this exotic tuning?
The one I'm interested in that I'm not too sure about, but it could be pretty fun is Truth.
Yeah.
Interested in how Truth's going to go, because when you shoot all 3 rockets and hit a target with it, the next magazine is going to have increased rate of fire, stability, tracking, and cluster bombs.
Okay.
So it's getting cluster bombs. It isn't going to be meta shifting, but it could be fun for very niche situations. I'm really interested in that. And I'm interested in Lament getting its 70% damage buff nerf. Getting the 70% nerf reverted.
Okay.
Because Lament used to be really good, the one everyone used. They finally have chosen to remove that 70% nerf, so it might be pretty fun and worth using again.
Heck yeah. I'm still scrolling through here. Other parts of this one, artifacts and anti-champion. I really like the changes that they're making to artifacts here. So
Yes, agreed.
Yes.
Yep.
what's going to be happening here? They said with Monument of Triumph, we were reworking the artifact items in multiple ways to better align them with a modern Destiny 2 and setting it up to withstand the test of time. This means streamlining the mod selection process, removing annoyances like the refunding dance, disabling the artifact in competitive and trials modes, and finally working in loadouts. A large part of this is like how they've reworked it. They've removed all of the intrinsic champ mods from these. They've given UI updates to the 7 artifacts that will be available to us starting on June 9th.
Yes.
Just so cool. I like that they were like, okay, instead of giving you like a one-size-fits-all option, we're going to give you 7 that will help you define a character, define a build, define a play style in this.
So many builds
in game
like you can make now. Just
because.
Yeah.
You can mix match like stuff from this.
Yeah.
So, like stuff from a year ago, stuff from a year ago. That like that's.
Yeah. That's gonna be really cool. The full list. What's the full list of all of them?
I don't think they haven't shown the full list. They want people to be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're getting the encrypted data disk. At least
you can see it in the.
You can see the image. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in the image.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know all the names for those things. We get the Tablet of Ruin. It looks like
all of them. So
we're getting Cade's Journal. It looks like 2.
But you gotta remember, like a lot of that stuff they were moving because some of it was like scav mods, orb generation, siphon, champ ones. The obvious expectation is like the 4th and 5th column is just gonna be moved right on.
You're right.
But we don't fully know until we get the game.
Right.
But a lot of it is just like obvious, like, oh, if you see this artifact, you know you're getting there soon.
Yeah. It's so cool. The other thing with this is that Anti-Champion is getting a 2.0 treatment here, in which every weapon on your character is going to have some intrinsic Anti-Champion mod attributed to it. And so I'm so
excited.
This is cool. This is really, this opens up playstyles wide open. It doesn't make you like chained to a playstyle or to a weapon type in order to get done with a champion that is annoying at best. This I really enjoy this. So weapon types that will be unstoppable are your aggressive and your high impact frames. Precision and adaptive frames will be your anti-barrier options. And then your lightweight and rapid fire will be your overload options when it comes to intrinsic frames. They said that covers most of the weapons, but some of the other ones in the game need to be touched on a little bit. So you have micro missile and wave are unstoppable. You have support and area denial, spread shot being overload. You get anti-barrier from disruption. There's just so many ways in order to take out champs now.
I kind of hope they buff champs then because like they're already really easy to deal with.
Yeah.
And now that we have basically our entire toolkit can deal with any kind of champion on top of like how we have like the ability verbiage and all that that also deals with champions. It's like they're basically normal enemies now,
right?
That need like an additional quick step. So I know people don't want to hear about buffs, but I would like to see them at least balance it a little bit by making champs a little bit more difficult to deal with, or at least a bit more tankier.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm really excited because I normally run lightweight in my kinetic slot and precision in my energy, and then Leviathan's Breath, which is intrinsic unstop.
There you go.
Right.
So
Full
I
suite.
have a full loadout for all the champions.
And Black Zard pointed out in chat something that I didn't point out earlier. All of these happen instantaneously. You no longer have to wait for them to proc.
Charge them.
You could just point, shoot, done. When it comes to those,
that's a good
items.
change.
That's a very good change. Like a lot of these changes are very, very good, and you can tell that they were
well thought out.
You can tell that they were built in mind of like, okay, sure, we're going to be putting this on. We're going to be putting this on life support essentially for the rest of the game. Like we have to make some considerations that take some annoyances away from older players, but also when newer players come in,
players, yeah,
like that's the big thing. Like, because a lot of people are going to be checking out this game, I think, because I've had people who have been in my community forever who are like, oh, I can finally pick it up because it's over. Like, I can finally start playing through these things. They're just such
because I'm not going to be behind at some point.
Exactly. There's such solid quality of life experiences for that audience.
But I think some changes were made before that, though. Like some decisions about these changes were made like before the whole like, hey, this game is going on maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows also. But yeah, I think they had to tweak some stuff and be like, okay, well, this has to change now. But yeah.
I mean, some of this stuff was obviously before, but like, one thing I think people need to realize, because I've seen this as well, people have read these articles and they've constantly talked about how why couldn't they have done this in the past?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very big chance that some of the stuff they wanted to put into the game in the past and they were just told no. You also got to remember that a lot of this stuff has been pulled. They've pushed up some of this stuff to make it live forever. Like, we probably would not have seen this big of a change if it wasn't for the game going into maintenance mode. It's just it is really nice that we're getting some of these quality of life changes because they are massive. But I wouldn't have been surprised if we did get an expansion in September or October or whatever, that we don't see this update. We don't see like the champ system change like this, or even the artifacts.
Oh no, definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see here. Sorry. Scrolling down a little bit further, all the vendors are getting updates, so we're receiving focused tiered gear with all of these. You'll also be able to level your vendors again.
Most of them, not all, but yes.
Well, most of them, yes. Good changes there.
Yes, agreed.
The attunement change, where you're able in space
anywhere
that is a great change
to attune a weapon that you want as a reward, like that kind of weapon focusing. Huge, just really, really solid. And yeah, you can do it on the fly. You can do it anywhere. If you're in the middle of a Crucible match and you want to change your reward probability significantly, you can do that there. That sounds really good.
I also like that the attunement is based around the activity.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick an attunement for Crucible and a separate attunement for Gambit, separate one for everywhere. So you don't have to. If you just want to play all the content and only get certain drops, you can just have those be your set attunes. And you don't gotta like fiddle around with it often.
Mm-hmm.
And they all are separate, which is really nice.
Yeah. That's it for dev article number 2. So we're starting to slide into the home stretch here. If you have any questions that you would like to ask in chat, Eseipha, would you mind copying some of those questions and putting them in the document for us, please? If you happen to catch them.
That.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you, producer Eseipha.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking about the TWID finally. This was a meaty TWID. We hadn't received one of these in quite some time. This week we're just receiving so much information.
I'll be live reacting because I haven't read the TWID, I think. So
heard. Okay. So they talk about like they review the dev articles that they posted earlier. They do talk about the PvP strike team update. So they're going to be all multi-charge abilities will now start Crucible matches with one charge full instead of all charges full. So there's going to be that trade-off there. The void invisibility the opacity is going to be greatly increased to make players more visible in the Crucible. Deadshot super from Hunter reduce the energy refund for kills on enemy players by 40%. Warlocks, the pocket singularity reduce tracking shape against players by 60%. Knockout on Arc Titan removed lunge range bonus versus enemy players. They corrected an issue where the bonus damage could be applied too early, increasing the damage of the melee that activated it and causing unexpected one-hit kills in Crucible. They're making it so that artifacts are now disabled in trials and competitive playlists. So anything that you build into with an artifact, you can only do so in PvP. You're not going to be able to do, or PvE, and you're not going to be able to do so in PvE. There's a whole bunch of other changes here. They're unifying Crucible ops. So they said we've moved all the playlists into the Crucible ops screen and deprecated the legacy Crucible node. This will allow us to better focus the population and reduce instances of duplicate or overlapping playlists. As a note for Control and Iron Banner Control, the only playlist in which skill is utilized for matchmaking, outlier protection has been set to automatically revert to open skill if queue times are taking too long. I think that's a solid change there, especially like as probably fewer players are going to be in the Crucible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The armor all looks really cool. And they're also receiving intrinsic perks. The armor set, the triumphal anthem armor set gets perks for 2-piece scoot to loot, sliding collects nearby ammo and temporarily grants enhanced reload speed and handling to your weapons. The 4-piece shoot to loot or shoot to scoot, dealing damage with your weapons temporarily grants an enhanced slide, and you gain damage resistance while sliding. There's going to be a new modifier called Arena Collision. Arena Collision is a 4v4 game mode that harkens back to the original arena style of Sandbox, with more methodical gameplay focuses on weapons, map knowledge, and movement. Fight over the heavy ammo crates to help you control the objective and enjoy greatly reduced penalties for hip firing in airborne gameplay. That just seems like it's going back to like old Destiny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that one.
Mm-hmm. They're adding glass cannons. When everyone is super, no one is. This modifier is filled with 30 seconds of fun style loops and power spikes, but players are much less resilient. Plays most similarly to D1 style of Crucible. Software, the opposite of hardware. Throw more grenades and melees and supers, and look good while doing it. The competitive rewards, I believe that they receive a set here, which is the per Audacia. The 2-piece is the primary chain, primary ammo, weapon, final blows grant a stacking bonus to mobility and primary weapons range and handling until you are defeated. They get a 4-piece sublime transit, which increases the mobility and grants enhanced sprint speed and slide distance. These benefits do not stack with the enhanced sprint or slide provided by exotics or abilities. They do stack with things that increase movement via a scalar like lightweight or killing wind. We have the Trials of Osiris gear set here that the primary survivor, this one's very interesting. With the 2-piece, When an ally is defeated, primary ammo weapons gain increased handling, reload speed, and target acquisition, and reduced flinch. Bonus increases when multiple allies are dead at the same time or when running solo. And the 4-piece primary phantom, final blows with primary ammo weapons remove you from radar for a short time. Drawing a weapon that does not use primary ammo will immediately end this effect. So are we going to see a double primary meta in Trials anytime soon?
At least in Glass.
Yeah. That's crazy. Let's see. There's also like they talk about like the different pools for maps and everything like that. Was there something else that like instead of like an individual weapon or an individual reward, they would be opening up a pool
for trials? Yeah,
for
the
trial stuff. Yeah,
there's a pool.
Yeah,
there's no more. What does it say? There's no more like weekly weapons.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a pool of weapons, and you can like attune to it or like pick it. And then there's also a pool of 3 maps. So weird when I read it. There's 3 pools of maps. Pool 1 has like 5 maps. Pool 2 has like 7 maps, and Pool 3 has like 12 maps. And every week it pulls 1 map from Pool 1, 1 map from Pool 2, 1 map from Pool 3, and those are the 3 maps that you will play that Trials weekend. But depending on RNG, sometimes the weightiness will force you to have to only play 2 maps because JAV 4 might be in Pool 1 and Pool 3, or it might be in Pool 1 and Pool 2. And they also specify that there's a very small chance that you might only play 1 map just because RNG rolled the same map 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, because Pool 1 is like, Pool 1 is in all pools.
Yes.
So it's kind of this really weird, well, not weird, but yeah, very kind of particular thing of like, oh yeah, you could get JAV 4 for like all 3 maps, or you can get whatever. So yeah, it's it's gonna be fun to see what happens with that.
Yeah, but at least the maps aren't as. I don't think people hate the maps as much as some people make it out to be. I think it's sometimes you have the map combination with a weapon that people don't care about. So at least if someone really only wants 1 weapon, they'll probably tolerate certain maps that they probably would not have played on, because you can't have JAV 4 every week.
Right.
No.
So we'll see.
Some pool of weapons, though, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I understood, is that you can attune to some weapon, but some weapon are still directly linked to the chest at the lighthouse. Like you cannot get them otherwise. Am I correct?
Like
am I
the
wrong?
Adepts, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it just the Adept versions?
Maybe I think it might be cosmetics. I don't know. They didn't specify directly in the TWID, but maybe it's because I was tired of reading after 2 hours. So I started.
That's fair.
When I got to the trial stuff, but they did say when you get to the lighthouse, there'll be certain loot that's only there that you'll be able to like pick through.
Yeah, that's what I was understanding.
Honestly, by the time I got the trials reading, I had been reading for so long that like some of it just I was just not comprehending it anymore. To be honest,
that's okay.
Iron Banner is receiving a new armor set. It's very interesting that they're going with like a pith helmet style.
So I was also like, I'm not too sure about that armor set. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about that armor set.
It's a very heavily militaristic armor set.
It looks very World War One.
It does. It really, truly does.
I mean, we are going to war, I guess, with Destiny's community. So.
Oh boy. Armor set, the Iron Battalion, 2-piece. You get the primary honing, increases handling and reload speed for primary ammo weapons. Primary ammo weapons gain increased damage against non-boss combatants based on your weapon stat. And then the 4-piece, the super cyclical, final blows while your super is active, refunds super energy when it ends. All of those look really cool. We're getting Fellwinter's Lie back. and
God, yeah.
the multi-box CCX, Lethal Abundance, Wizened Rebuke. Man,
That's an oldie.
yeah, dude. There's so many weapons coming back with all of this. Yeah, just really really neat. They talk about Pantheon.
Yep.
At launch, the two activities will be available, each with a unique lineup of bosses. The first Saturday after launch, a third activity will unlock, which challenges players to take on full gauntlet of bosses. The following Tuesday, at reset, weekly rotators begin, featuring individual bosses. Guardians can earn a new armor set for each class. A suite of weapons reprised from the original activities with unique origin trait and holofoil variants. Each multi-boss activity concludes with a vendor offering purchases of rerolls for acquired items with Spoils of Conquest. Reprised Pantheon encounters have a chance to reward ornaments for their original armor sets. For example, Callus may drop the armor ornaments related to the original base Leviathan raid for Guardians who did not unlock them. Completing a new set of... That's very good. That's sick.
Yep.
I'm very happy with what they're doing with cosmetics. Very happy.
It's nice.
Well, you just spun up a new channel.
What?
You just spun up a new channel entirely around fashion. So of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. It helps me.
Right.
Oh god.
Anyway, completing a new set of triumphs rewards emblems, exotic cosmetic items, and a new title. All activities offer a new adventure difficulty aimed at players looking for a lower stakes opportunity to learn, teach, and practice for success. This lifts the power cap, allows infinite revives, and adds slack to the timing requirements for some mechanics with a trade-off of a limited pool of lower tier rewards. How are we feeling about everything that we're seeing from Pantheon so far?
It's good.
I think it's
my
great.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I'm really interested in their Trials of Osiris kind of Pantheon mode that they're doing for weekends. I'm curious how that's going to play out. I also find it interesting that from what it seems like, the only time you can do the full version of Pantheon is on the weekend. I thought that was a very interesting choice. Whereas throughout the week, you can pick different bosses to do. But on the weekends, this is the only time you can do the entire version, kind of like obviously Cryo Archive or Trials, where they have like the in-game weekend activity. So that's going to be interesting for people who might not have a lot of time to participate. But at least they have infinite time.
I read that as like, okay, so like for those in that first week, you can kind of get up to snuff on individual on the two different activities for the lineup of bosses, but like after that weekend, you get you can do the full gauntlet, and then I assumed that was going to be the same forever after.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm comprehending it wrong, but like the way I read it, that's how I initially took it. Like you had the two initial versions, and then on the weekend you have the big version. But maybe like you said, maybe it's just only releasing that Saturday and always there, but I don't know.
Do you think they do a race? Like one final race?
Well,
and that's why
there is I would say there's an unofficial raid race for the Saturday one.
Okay.
So all that makes me think it was a weekend thing, but maybe it's not. But I would prefer it to be not what I thought. But just reading all that makes it seem like, I don't know. I was more curious why they would separate the Saturday version,
right, from
everything else.
Yeah,
because normally they would. But last Pantheon, we had a new one every reset.
Right.
So why wouldn't they do it every reset? It's not like we have anything. We don't have another expansion coming that we have to rush to do it. So,
it could also have to do with how long like the tail is on their support, right? It could have to do with that, because like depending on how many bosses are in this thing, like if it was
the 7 or something,
yeah,
or the 8 we had last time.
Yeah, then like that would be over time. Like you're looking at several weeks, and maybe they don't have that. Maybe they don't have that runway in order to do that. You know, so it could be that they're just like, here's all the things, enjoy, kids, and then use the rest of their runway time to at least fix bugs in that like
I'd be fine
little
with that
span.
if it's always available. Yeah. I think that's just why I thought it makes, maybe historically I was like, why is it why is it releasing?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Feats. Since their introduction in the Edge of Fate, we've been listening to the feedback in our we've been listening to the feedback that in already challenging activities, the feat system has made it too difficult to earn the highest quality gear. In Monument of Triumph, these activities now have a standard difficulty option without feats that will continue to offer weekly tier 5 drops per encounter. Feats are still accessible in a new custom difficulty mode where we have overhauled the quantity and quality of rewards granted by completing encounters with feats active. The additional drops and tier upgrades are per encounter and guaranteed. In addition, we've increased the reward value of some feats to better represent their degree of challenge. So, the Cutthroat Combatants is a +4 reward upgrade. Challenges are a +3 reward upgrade. Shock Troopers +2, and then Token Limit and Phase Limit are 1 reward upgrade. With Raids and Dungeons, we're going to be receiving armor for some things. For some dungeons that never received armor, they're going to be receiving armor passes from previous seasons that have their own specific set bonuses. Here they point out the Techian's Regalia armor set that will be showing up in the Shattered Throne, since it never got its own bespoke armor set. The 2 pieces, the Queen's Foil Rush, gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. When you finish a target, release a slowing burst around you. That's kind of cool. 4-piece Truth to Power, gain increasing damage resistance when you deal damage or land final blows. Finishers grant accelerated progress. At max stacks, the recharge rate of your abilities is also increased. They said the new tiered raid armor will no longer drop with a slot for activity-specific mods. However, once acquired, these legacy armor pieces can now be purchased from Hawthorne with spoils. We're getting a raid rotator. So the featured raid will drop deep sight weapons of tier 5 armor from encounters and challenges. The master has the same, but it will include adept weapons with challenges. Adept weapons also get the tier 5 treatment here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
So the director challenge, which will be the deep sight weapon or tier 5 armor weekly lockout. I believe so. The other ones probably have like you could just keep running them over and over and over again to get rewards. The hidden chest will be tier 5 armor weekly lockout, deep sight chest, deep sight weapon, or tier 5 armor, and if all patterns are complete. And then the vendor weekly deep sight purchase. Master offers adepts for 25 spoils. New featured non-featured raids. You'll get a chance for deep sight weapons and tier 3 armor. Master challenges and deep sight chest, deep sight weapons, and tier 5 armor. So you can still run the non-featured raids outside of it, but you have to play the hardest difficulty of those in order to receive tier 5 armor and deep sight weapon rewards. The featured dungeon, tier 5 rewards, weapons and armor. Masters tier 5 weapons and armor. Director challenge is tier 5 weapons and armor and a weekly lockout, and the same for the hidden chests. Non-featured dungeons get tier 3 weapons and armor, and the master gets tier 5 weapons and armor from those. Don't worry, guys. We are coming in for a landing here very quickly. We have more vault space coming our way. 300 extra slots, bringing us to 1,300 slots in your armor or in your vault for you to go through. They're also going to be adding 8 more slots to your loadouts, so you go from 12 slots up to 20.
That's a good change.
That's a great change. I think both of those changes are great.
Really good changes.
Yeah.
Anytime you get more vault space, especially like now, it's going to be good. Do you think horns take up space?
I hope not.
Oh, I hope not.
God, I hope not too. Cosmetic, bright engrams, bright dust, and expanded exotic armor ornaments. When Renegades launched, we introduced universal exotic ornaments, and the Destiny fashion community got to work making many exciting new fits for their guardians. Sami, they're talking about you. However, one question rose to the top of the pack. When can we put legendary ornaments on our exotic armor? The answer is in Monument of Triumph. We didn't stop at just legendary ornaments. However, all qualities of armor ornament from common to legendary can now be applied to the currently equipped exotic armor alongside universal exotic ornaments. The same caveats that applied for universal exotic ornaments will apply for expanded ornaments, so you can't use them in PvP, and special visual cues or effects applied by ornaments that are not specifically parented to the equipped exotic armor may not be visible. Go ahead, Sami.
So this is what I'm wondering, and it's probably how it's supposed to, or how it is now, to where if you haven't purchased the exotic ornament yet, chances are you can't. Yeah, you have to buy it. I'm wondering though, if for the actual exotic itself, like, okay, does it include just the ornaments, or does it include the base exotic as well?
My assumption is it's just going
to you have to have it unlocked.
I'm assuming it's just if it's, I thought they would have specified otherwise, but it's probably just the still.
Because there's some like Crown of Tempest, for example. Yes, I just had a Warlock exotic where it's like, okay, if you want the base exotic look, you have to use the base exotic. Or can you go ahead and put that base exotic look on a different exotic or a different piece of gear? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we'll probably know, because your question is valid, because they didn't specify, but since the system is already in the game where it's only ornaments, the obvious answer you would think is just more ornaments. But I feel like to make a big announcement about this is them reworking it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. They would have to.
Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't be this big of a talking point.
Yeah.
But, maybe not.
My one thing too that I'm wondering, because I've complained about this before, there are some really, really old pieces of armor. We're talking like first year of Destiny, or like planet type of armor, whatever, like really old ones, that part of the armor does not change color when you shade it.
Right.
And I know mainly for Warlock, but I think it affects the other races too. But like for Warlock, there's this really cool piece of armor that the side have like these kind of green circles, and that cannot be changed. It always stays green no matter the shader you apply. And I hope that this has been reworked where the full armor piece reshades fully. But they haven't talked about that, and I know it's not really like a big issue technically, but I really hope that this has been fixed, for me at least. So we'll see.
Heck yeah. Aren't they making it so that transmog bounties from Ada, you can get those on a weekly lockout now instead of like a seasonal lockout?
You can have 10 on you, and then I think there's like they're available every week, or like two new are available every week or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Good change. I'm glad that they addressed that too, because that
Yes.
That would have been a huge pain point for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my main question as soon as they let us know this information.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Destiny announcements. This will allow you to refer to announcements that you may want or need to reread, may have missed or had accidentally dismissed for up to 30 days after receipt, after which they will naturally expire and be removed. Additionally, the system will now support automatic delivery of messages to the announcement screen, resulting in fewer pop-up messages overall. The announcement screen will also feature a featured item carousel in addition to the standing messages. This section will include information about relevant content. I think this one hits primarily new players, right? Like,
yeah,
when you log in,
probably just new players,
yeah.
So you
when
don't get like bombarded
by like 50 or like how many announcements have
it's
we
a
received
lot.
over
It can
the
be a
years,
lot.
you know?
there's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. I also there's a sneaking part of me that thinks that maybe they added that in.
Don't know.
For
I've seen
for other
so
purposes.
Much. Yeah.
Like I said, it's a sneaking part of me. It doesn't. It's not a part of me that is proud of it. It's not a part of me.
I will say I read it, and my initial thinking was, why would they give us the announcements at the end of the game's life cycle? We're not getting any new announcements. And then obviously I'm like, well, maybe this is them keeping the door cracked open just in case.
Yeah. In case
maybe.
In case a Guardian slips through, you know? In case a Ghost slips through. In case you know, like
in case Pork Chop comes back.
Yeah. One of them. Bright Ingram focusing, where the upcoming release will change the way that Bright Ingrams feel. Work in addition to Bright Ingram focusing. Housed in the new tab in the Eververse, a focused Ingram will award an unowned item of the Ingrams category. For example, a focused ship Ingram will provide an unowned ship. Yes.
I love that. Absolutely fantastic change.
I had so many friends that bounced off of Destiny 2 early on from like Dad's Destiny crew that I was a part of because they felt they couldn't own everything. Like, they could get most of the cosmetics in the game elsewhere, but then once they started selling things like egregiously in Eververse, like they were like, I can't own everything, so why even bother? So yeah, it's
that was the one thing that I'm like, okay, I can tell that y'all are putting the game in smoke because y'all are finally reverting back to 2018 and letting us earn new stuff.
Yeah,
before we get duplicates. That's probably the biggest thing out of everything is that they are touching Eververse, which we all know how much they've loved and been like, this is my baby. Don't you know? And they're like, okay, you know what? Y'all can just earn Bright Ingrams and get stuff you don't have it.
Right.
I'm wondering though if that will apply to things that were locked behind specific, like very, very specific kind of not triumph, but stuff. Because like I don't know if you guys remember, there were like 2 ghost shells that were behind on Mars, behind the music boxes. And I don't know if these
I think
are
it's
still
just
available.
Eververse stuff. I think if like
okay.
Because I've had people ask, can they get like the old Niobe Lab ship and stuff like that this way?
Yeah.
Unless they specify that the old content cosmetics are coming back in that way, I would imagine not. And this is only just Eververse stuff. I've had people I had someone ask, am I going to be able to get luxurious toast through the Eververse system? And I'm like, probably not, you know, because we couldn't get it anyway. You had to get it from Spire of Stars. But, you know, maybe June 9th comes out and we see that all of those old ways, content-wise, loot is now getting added to Eververse. But the fact that you can earn stuff that you haven't gotten before is just a good.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I'm happy about that.
Heck yeah. So that's without diving too heavily into Eververse stuff for the rest of the episode, and without us hitting, I think we're going to hit probably closer to 3 hours this week too, just because of all the information that we got.
If there was ever a time to hit 3 of that.
Yeah, man. If there was ever a time though. So yeah, that's we skimmed over a large portion of it, but I'm going to be posting the articles in the show notes for the episode when they hop up on your podcast platform or YouTube. So you should be able to click on those and read for yourself, just like we do every time we post an episode on YouTube or the podcast platforms. With that said, we have some community questions. Why don't we dive into them, gang? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, first question from Naptown Gaming. Do you think that they will mention a D3 on the state of play that Destiny or that PlayStation is offering?
It's already been leaked, everything that's coming with state of play.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I know the DMG is rallying some hopium on Twitter today.
I need to go check these tweets, actually.
He posted Guardians Make Their Own Fate.
Yeah.
God.
He posted that by itself, and then he posted Do Not Go Gentle into That Dark Night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that could mean
hopium.
anything, right? It's very strong hopium, and it's like leading people in the community to be like, wait, hold on, what? And like, yeah. So
you mean there's a chance, DMG?
Yeah. So until there's official word from directly out of the mouth of an executive at Sony,
for sure.
Yeah, Destiny is currently not an ongoing franchise after June 9th. So I highly doubt that we would see that at all. If you can pass me that article of all the things that are leaked, though, that would be very wonderful, Dan. So
I will say, because I've seen people constantly thinking state of play is going to have anything to do. It'll probably have something to do with Marathon because of the free week that they're adding. If there was anything Bungie, but all of the state of play for the most part is Sony-based first-party IPs. So I'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
GTA, Wolverine, things like that.
Gotcha. Sorry, Jenny just tried to call me.
All good.
I would love for...
So if I buy enough stuff from the Eververse.
I saw someone on Twitter today saying, so they said I have 100,000 silver. How much, if I buy everything in Eververse with my 100,000 silver, how much will that go? How much can that help fund D3? And somebody was like,
spend the
not
money.
not even dropping a bucket, guy. That's you've already
Also
that's not how it works. No. But some people are also like saying, how much Eververse silver do I need to purchase to put my stock in for D3? Like, okay, I don't know what stage of grief this is.
It's denial.
That's
denial.
It's a mixture of denial and what's the other one that they say where people start doing
deal. It's you're trying to make deals.
Bargaining.
Bargaining. There
people
you
start
go.
bargaining for it. Yeah. It's like a mixture of grief and bargaining. Like, what can I do?
It's a denial of bargaining altogether.
Yes. Thank you, Yapper. It's like people trying to buy Spirit Airlines after Spirit went under. Trying to like GoFundMe buying. Guys saw that on TikTok. There was a guy who was like, you know what? Why don't we just buy Spirit Airlines? Why don't we just get 5 million regular people to put? If you could just put $5 towards Spirit Airline, we could own this thing. And they're like, no, that's not how this works.
That's not how this works.
Pure copium.
But I appreciate the enthusiasm. But
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines costs a bit more. Same for Destiny 3.
Yeah. Black Zard question: with so many viable options in the new sandbox, do you all plan on sticking to your favorites or dipping into a number of loadouts?
Dipping into a number of loadouts simply because of the artifact stuff. I don't think people realize how unique builds will become because of us being able to mix and match maybe one or two things from different artifacts over the years. Like that's insane.
Won't you be locked into the artifact?
You'll be locked
pick,
into
though?
into that singular artifact.
Into that singular one, right? But you can't mix them?
I don't think
No.
so.
If you pick up
No,
an
you
artifact,
can't.
you'll be able to pick whatever.
I thought you could pick.
in that.
I thought you
specific
could pick
artifact.
that mod and put it on your own artifact.
That would
But
be
even
sick.
then-
That'd be
Even
sick,
then,
but-
you can still make a build around certain artifacts that we probably.
Yeah, it'd still be good.
Like you'll have weapons and skills
Mhm.
that you didn't have back then. So still, it's gonna be.
It inspires variety.
Yeah,
Like
Absolutely.
it will push you into doing more variety with your builds.
certain raids will benefit, and
Mhm.
certain dungeons and certain content will benefit from different artifacts. So it'll be nice for loadouts that you can have like
Yeah.
a garden loadout, an artifact, or a ghost of the deep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, and the fact that they can be added to your loadout now too,
Mm-hmm.
so you can switch them on the fly as you need them for different encounters or for different activities. That's
Someone's gonna break it. Watch.
absolutely.
Cheese Forever is gonna come out with a video Tuesday evening on how to have all artifacts active.
Cryo Phoenix asks, Team Tank, Brig, or Behemoth?
I don't know how to drive.
I've not played a single game of heavy metal, and I don't plan on starting.
I don't play heavy metal, man.
Oh,
I don't play heavy metal, but I do like it.
okay.
Briggs. Briggs asks, what are some hopes for the new exotic catalysts? Here's a good one. I got one. Chain reaction on Anarchy. Hold on, I think you're muted.
We don't know the catalyst for Anarchy.
I know.
No,
I
but we're
forgot about
hoping
that.
we get that.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Oh man.
You know what? Chain Explosion would be ridiculously funny and good. I'm down for that. You have my vote.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you.
whatever they do to Anarchy, I'm going to love it as if.
It's gonna slap, dude. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait to have it back.
Personally, I really enjoy Parasites. I really like Envious Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't pick one because they've done so many good ones. I've seen so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One that I was underwhelmed by though was Xenophage. I was really hoping they were going to do something kind of cool with Xenophage.
Firefly.
But technically, we don't know what the catalyst is, so we can sell the ammo update. We know we're getting more reserves, but I was hoping Xenophage was going to have more than that. So maybe the catalyst is going to affect it a bit more. But I really want to see Xenophage have some uniqueness to his catalyst.
Right. Jinx asks, any ideas on what the new exotic that we're getting will be? We already know that it's a hand cannon, right? We do know that it's a hand cannon. Somebody in chat speculated that it would be the first curse.
People are speculating first curse, yeah.
Yeah. Which would be goofy. That would be very goofy. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an exotic hand cannon in the world of Destiny 2.
Exotic hand cannons too.
We have so many. We have so many. Gray Fox question: what are you doing with your respective communities to prepare for June 9th and afterward?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
I think it's interesting. Like, I guess this goes for everyone. How are you prepping? Because I've had people ask me this.
Mm-hmm.
How are you prepping yourself? And I guess your community, how little or how much you plan on engaging with Destiny. Not in June, but like maybe July, August. Because I've personally come to the conclusion that there's a big chance I'll probably start pulling back on Destiny in like August. Like I think June and July is like going to be like heavy that. But like, what kind of cadence? I feel like Dan's probably the one that has the easiest answer because he's just gonna have a similar cadence to what he has now.
Yeah.
As far as like maybe in September and October, like when stuff is starting to really slow down.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cadence you'll probably come around to just being really comfortable with for the foreseeable future?
Right.
Like, I think for me, people have said, well, you should do like 1 or 2 days a month of just like raid content and dungeon stuff just to keep that going. But I don't know.
Yeah. Sammy, what about you? What are you doing to prepare your community?
Just saying, be free, my children. Not really anything in particular. I am selfishly preparing myself for a massive challenge starting the Friday after the season dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I had mentioned it before, but I am taking a very fresh account, brand new Steam account even.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think you mentioned that, yeah.
I am spending exactly 1 week going through all of the content to get as many bows as I can, but all the campaigns, all the raids, not necessarily Pantheon, but quite a bit of the content. And then I have exactly 1 week to do it. At that week mark, I'm going to start going into all of the dungeons and trying to do solo all bow.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
oh my
no
god,
HUD.
you love Pain.
So how I'm preparing is we were originally planning what order I was going to do things in, where you could get the bows, but now who knows? So I have to run the dungeons again before.
Mm-hmm.
I've only run some of them once or twice. So yeah. So some people are going to help me out with that, but it's going to be a big community thing.
Right.
I'm going to need help. So yeah. Anyone who wants to play.
Yeah. For me, like I said this last week, like my plan is to Sundays were how I taught the folks in my old clan how to do raids, and especially King's Fall. Like that was the first raid that I really like hopped in with people as a Sherpa and started guiding them through activities. And so that has always been like a staple of my channel, is that Sundays I'm going to go live and I'm going to help people. And I'm going to do that until people don't want it anymore, until people stop showing up. And then once that happens, then I'll pivot to something else. Yeah. But like the Destiny community, we were talking last week about like lamenting communities disappearing. From all of this, and the Destiny community has been a community historically that has been very charitable, that has been very giving. I don't see that character necessarily changing all that much. I can still see people coming around, and like much the way that like when Borderlands does like their like vault hunting stuff, where like
the hunts,
when they do the hunts, like people still show out for that, even if maybe that the game that they're playing hasn't received an update or whatever in a long time. I still see that happening for Destiny 2. I just think that it's going to get smaller, and it's going to get compacted, and every day that goes on is going to get smaller and smaller. I don't know. I don't know when people are going to lose interest in getting gear and getting loot in that game. But I'll be around on Sundays from 9 to 5 until people are pretty tired of it. So
that's pretty much what I've said as well. Is I'm going to be here until the servers go down. That's kind of what I've said. Like I don't know. I might not do it every day, but I will be there for those that are there. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Just like there's no reason not to, because there's always going to be. There's a lot of things that, like, from a content creation standpoint, that I want to do now that there's a final version. I plan on doing a kind of evergreen final guide for everything raid and dungeon based and build based.
Oh yeah, it becomes very easy now.
There's so many builds that I've made that have become irrelevant because the artifact's gone, sandbox changed. So now I can just take every subclass and make a final build for every single one, and then there's a bunch of exotics that are going to change everything.
Right.
Yep.
So I've said I don't know how long, but I'm going to burn through a lot of content and going to help as many of the people in the community I can until the community doesn't need me. You know? That's kind of where I stand at. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's where I sit with it. I don't know. I'm still going to be doing the same things I typically did around charity work, and so you know, we'll see how it goes. You know. The last question comes from our friend FXR Lurks. Do you think that we're getting the old or the newly renovated tower on June 9th? Would we even want to have the old tower back?
The tower as in like the D1 tower or the tower from D2 with the traveler in the sky?
I would say the D1 tower. I think
they're saying the D1 tower. Yes.
But we can't get the D1 tower because God destroyed that one. So
there was in construction. Did you not see the whole yellow thing on the side though?
Yeah, but like the version of D1 tower that's what we're talking about is destroyed. And that one mechanic construction guy has been working fearlessly for 12 years on that corner. Hey man, he works by the hour, so you know what they say. Gotta get his money's worth.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like if they want to do anything, they would just put the traveler back in the sky. One thing I've seen people ask about that could happen, which I kind of want to see. I want to see the original D2 like launch screen when I boot up.
Oh,
I would like
the blinding one.
Yes, the blinding one. The big
flashbang.
The big off-white cream D2 launch screen. Because it wouldn't be D2 Renegades anymore, right? It would just be Destiny 2 now. So, like, I don't want to launch Destiny 2 June 9th and it still say Renegades, personally. So, just give me a version of it that just says Destiny 2.
Somebody mentioned, like, cycling through them and, like, remove the names of each season or expansion or whatever, but then, like, cycle through them. I actually kind of would like that.
As in, like, the launch screen, but it doesn't say Destiny. Oh, it doesn't say, like, Forsaken or...
Yeah, exactly. But it's that background, right? All those different backgrounds, and then they cycle through them. You get, like, a random chance of getting whichever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool.
Nelstar said in chat here, as somebody who regularly plays old MMOs, I can confidently say that Destiny will hold on to its community long after this update. Rift hasn't had an update in like 12 years and still has a passionate community doing content.
Here's my question to that as someone, like, because I feel like this has been the big talking point, and maybe Nelstar or someone can answer this a bit more. When we talk about Destiny 2 in a year, and someone finally decides to pick it up because it's in a state of everything is just there. Yeah, evergreen. The unfortunate thing about D2 will be a lot of the story is gone. A lot of the seasonal story is gone. So there's no way of getting a totality version of Destiny because when you boot it up, you can't do Red War, you can't do Curse, you can't even do Astral Alignment, for example, where we had to go like capture Savathun, all that little stuff, which is hard because you have like 24 seasons of story and then a bunch of content around expansions. How would a game like Destiny handle that for a new player? Right. That's my one concern long term.
Yeah.
Because they can't experience everything that they're going to end up seeing on YouTube. Like, they're going to watch YouTube and see, like, what the heck is Savathun's song?
Yeah.
Or like what like someone's gonna make a joke about some random one-off thing, like 2 tokens and a blue, for example. They don't know about Mercury. That's the one thing I've always been curious about, and I've been curious about that for years. Like before we even knew D2 was coming to an end, it's just like there's a lot of content that Destiny has had that people cannot participate in, not including expansions. People talk about the DCV. That's not the hardest part to deal with. It's all the seasonal content. Almighty situation. There's probably a billion I can't think, but like there's a lot of content that was only around for like 3 months at a time,
right?
That people can experience. So that's what I'm really curious about. People might not care about that if they pick up the game in a year, but it does make things a bit more difficult. And I do think that's the one positive comparison people have about D1 because nothing ever got removed. But it's also a 3-year game versus 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. If anybody doesn't have any other objections, I think those are all the questions fit to print in this here episode. Coming in at 2.5 hours. Congratulations, everybody. We did hit 3 hours this week. Yay. Round of applause. All right. So, to finish out the night, we are going to... before we do that, I want to put out another call. There's going to be a link to a Google form that you can fill out in the show notes for this episode. I want videos of you talking about your experiences in Destiny 2. I'm talking 30 seconds to a minute about how much this game has meant to you, and we will add those to the beginning of the next few episodes of this show. We need, other than that, like, just pay attention to the show notes, drop your stories. We'd love to include you in our retrospectives that we're planning coming up. So outside of that, find folks on the panel. Where can we find you on the internet? Sarah, let's start with you.
You can just pretty much find me on Blue Sky at my same handle, Eseipha. That's pretty much the only social media I interact with. I have others, but it's just for my own consumption of videos and stuff. So Blue Sky, that's where I'm at. That's where you can message me or interact or meet. I think that's what they call them. I still hate that word. At me, and I'll respond there.
Hell yeah. Sami, where can people find you on the internet?
Twitch.tv/Samikat. You can also find me on social media at either Samikat Plays or Samikat. If you don't find me on one, try the other handle. And I also have started up super awesome fashion channel called Samikat Styles. And that is where I'm doing all shorts. And I'm posting another one probably tonight. I'm really excited. So if you want to figure out or find some really cool, mostly hunter fashion from Destiny 2, the video game, definitely follow me there on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and where else? Twitter and Blue Sky and Reddit.
Awesome. Epic Dan, where can we find you, bud?
You can find me at twitch.tv/EpicDan22, YouTube at EpicDan22, TikTok and Instagram at EpicDan22, and the Blue Sky and Twitter at EpicDan22.
Perfect.
We're back to the NPR voice.
Back to the NPR voice.
Yes, sir.
I got it.
My name is Danfinity, and you can find me every weekday or every Tuesday and Thursday from approximately 6 to 11 p.m. just playing video games that I like. You can typically find me there. You can also find me every Sunday from 9 to 5 doing PvE helps in Destiny 2 until the wheels fall off. You can also check out my website, DanfinityGG, and you can also check out my social media presence Everywhere else, Danfinity.
I can't.
All right.
This is NPR radio.
Yup. NPR or ASMR. What is the difference?
I mean, really.
What is the difference, really? I mean, come
so funny.
thank you to everybody who came through and checked out episode 140 of the Destiny Digest podcast. We appreciate you being here and spending your time with us this evening, and we hope you find what you're grinding for.